Welcome back everyone to the channel. My name is Devin and today we're going to be talking about the new movie, The Boogeyman. In this video I'll be giving a short spoiler-free review and then I'll be giving a more in-depth analysis as well as talking about the ending of the movie, so let's get started. Now if you're new to the channel, the way I do reviews is with an acronym with my name, so starting off with the letter D is Devin's rating of the movie. Now to start off, I was really happy to see a horror movie back in theaters. It's been a few months. I think maybe the last good horror movie that I watched in theaters was Barbarian last year, so I was excited to see a new one. And this one, it did disappoint a little, but it didn't. It was an average horror movie, a little bit above average to me, and I probably gave it a 7.4 out of 10. Now it does have a lot of cliches about the boogeyman, but I was intrigued throughout the entire movie, and honestly the creature is spectacular in this film. It's like a mix of the Demogorgon from Stranger Things combined with the creature from A Quiet Place combined with the creature from the movie Lights Out. I feel like the movie did live up to my expectations. I figured that it was going to be something that I've kind of seen before and a mix of a bunch of different horror movies. I know that Shawn Levy, who has also worked on Stranger Things, worked on this movie as well. So in the movie there is a scene, I'm not going to spoil it just yet, in particular that reminded me of Stranger Things. Now the next letter in my name, E, is the emotional connection I felt to this movie, and the top three characters I felt really shine throughout the film. Instead of relating to the characters and what they are going through, I kind of felt that the acting was really well done, especially from the young actresses in this movie. Although this movie didn't hit me in the heart, I felt like I could feel their emotions because the acting was so good. Now for the top three characters, starting off at number 3 is Lester, played by the talented David Dastmalchian. Now I got to meet David at the John Wick Chapter 4 premiere in New York City, and he was a really nice guy, so it was good to see him in this movie, and he had a very small role, but it was very impactful. His character of Lester had lost his children to the boogeyman, and he was blamed for the murder of his kids. At number 2, we have Sadie, who is played by Sophie Thatcher. Sadie is the older sister in the film, and I felt that she had a very great performance, and it was extremely believable, and I just liked her character. At number 1, we have Sawyer, played by Vivien Lyra Blair. I believe she was only 8 or 9 while filming this movie, and for a child actress, I thought she absolutely killed it in this role. And honestly, I felt like she was one of the better child actresses that I have seen in a horror movie. And of course, I'm not going to count it as a character, but honorable mention is of course the creature. I thought the creature was brilliantly done, the effects, the movements, and it was honestly terrifying. Now for the V and Devin value, is it worth watching in theaters? I would say yes. If you want to get a group of friends together who love horror movies, this is not going to be the best horror movie you have ever watched. It is not going to be the worst horror movie you have ever watched either. Now for the I and Devin, is the movie predictable and does it take away from the plot? Now the reason I give this movie a 7.3 is it does follow a lot of other horror movie stories, and the way just the story goes on, but I did enjoy the jump scares and there were a lot of awesome scenes that I didn't think were going to happen. It was very creative when it came to these jump scares as well as the utilization of the creature, so I felt that it wasn't super predictable, but like I said, it follows a lot of the same storylines as other stories. And for N and Devin, is it something I've never seen before? Like I said, it is something that utilizes a lot of stuff from other stories. I felt a lot of Stranger Things, Lights Out, even A Quiet Place. So I feel like it took a lot of stuff from other movies and kind of put it in its own original way. But some people may feel disappointed that it does have a lot of common concepts, common scares at times, but I did thoroughly enjoy the film still. I am a little biased though. I am a huge horror fan, so most horror films I do not really hate on much. The only one that I didn't like this year so far was The Pope's Exorcist, and I was not a fan of Megan as well. So that's the end of the spoiler-free review, so now let's talk about the ending of the movie, The Boogeyman. Throughout most of the movie, no one believes that Sawyer is really seeing the boogeyman. Her father, her sister, and her therapist all think she is having hallucinations while dealing with the death of her mother. It isn't until Sadie begins seeing the boogeyman that she finally believes her sister. On a side note, Sadie needs to find some better friends. The blonde girl makes fun of her for wearing her mom's dress, she spills yogurt on the dress, doesn't care, starts laughing. They are just extremely rude to her, and she's dealing with her mother's death. They lock her in the closet with the boogeyman as well. And then when she finally stands up for herself, they play victim and run out of the house and are rude and disrespectful to the dad. In the movie, we also have the character of Rita, who is Lester's wife. She is trying to hunt the monster, and she lives in their old house with a bunch of candles in the upstairs with a shotgun. After the creature terrorizes the sisters for most of the second act of the movie, Sawyer is put into the hospital when she is thrown in the TV. And this was actually one of my favorite scenes in the entire movie, not her getting thrown into the TV and attacked, but right before this she's playing the video game and she knows the creature is in the room and is using the video game to try and light up the room, and this was just a very fun and unique way, so this was one of my favorite scenes in the film. When Sawyer wakes up in the hospital, Sadie gets a call from Rita that she knows how to stop the monster. But Rita is just crazy and has bear traps set with guns and ties up Sadie. She uses her as bait to lure the creature in, and when the creature gets there, it gets shot a bunch and falls to the ground, and Rita thinks that the creature's dead. But just like you see in a lot of other horror movies, Rita was wrong and she gets attacked and killed by the monster. Sadie, however, sees that the creature can bleed, so she thinks that it could be defeated. After escaping the monster, she begins to head home and gets a call from her dad. Her dad and Sawyer have just arrived home and opened the front door. Sadie tells her father to listen to her for once, and he finally listens, and right before she is able to say something, the monster attacks him and Sawyer. When Sadie arrives at the house, she finds Sawyer hidden in a closet with blinking lights. Stranger Things reference there. Sawyer says that the monster took the father into the basement, and that's where they go. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that Sawyer has hairspray and Sadie has the lighter. When they finally find the dad in the basement with the creature is hanging from the ceiling with the dad. The creature throws the dad into the wall, breaking his ankle, probably his leg, and a bunch of other things. After some fighting, Sawyer tries to spray the creature while Sadie lights the lighter. It creates a massive flame, and they realize that this is how they can defeat the creature. And with some help from their dad, who kicks the creature with, I think, his broken leg, they are able to light the creature on fire and kill the boogeyman. The house lights on fire though, and the three are able to escape. After they escape, it cuts to a scene with them with their therapist. After talking to the therapist, the three of them start heading to their car, but Sadie gets called back by the therapist. But it wasn't the therapist, it was the boogeyman. Sadie goes up to the closet and sees clothes moving and knows that the boogeyman is alive and shuts the door. The therapist then walks into the room and asks if she needs anything. If you've seen the movie, you know that the boogeyman can echo voices of the person they're going after as well as their family members and people they trust. So it seems like the boogeyman is alive from the scene. And if they do make a Boogeyman 2, I will be heavily disappointed because I don't think that this needs a sequel. I think it ends right there. You know that the creature is still alive, and it's up to the interpretation of the viewers to do what they want with that information. I think having a Boogeyman 2 would just repeat the same movie in a different way with maybe different people or something like that, but I don't think it needs a sequel, so let me know in the comments if you think it needs a sequel. So let me know in the comments what you thought of the movie The Boogeyman. I thought it had really great scares, a great creature, a lot of common themes, but I really did enjoy it. Thanks for watching the video, and subscribe for awesome YouTube shorts. I do movie facts, movie details, behind the scenes on YouTube shorts, and cover explanation videos as well as reviews for horror movies and fun thriller movies every single week. Thanks for watching, everyone.